Hey guys, Jeff Francisco here, welcome to the channel. I've been doing photography for about a few years now and so far it has been good to me. But when I look back when I first started with photography, there are a few things that I wish I didn't do. Things that could have saved me a lot of time, money, and stress. So in today's video, I want to talk about the 6 mistakes I made when I was still new to photography. The first mistake I made is that I didn't spend enough time learning about my camera. As a photographer, my camera should be my best friend. I should know everything about it. When I was new, I decided to learn about my camera on the fly. The only time I would research about my camera is when I run into some problems. This habit eventually caught up with me because I would run into some problems during a shoot and I have no idea how to fix it. So nowadays, every time I buy a new camera, I make sure I spend enough time to learn everything about it. This will save me a lot of time and stress during a shoot. The second mistake I did when I was starting out is that I kept buying a bunch of gears that I ended up not using. Like a lot of photographers, I used to love buying gears. Every time a new camera comes out, I wanted a piece of it. I would use a bunch of lenses, 24x70, 70x200, 1:5, 85, 50, 35. But eventually I realized that owning a bunch of gear doesn't make me a better photographer. The third mistake I did when I was starting out is that I found myself spending more time watching tutorials than taking photos. Most of the times there's really nothing wrong about doing this, but my biggest mistake is that I didn't find the right balance. My growth as a photographer could have been a lot faster if I spent more time actually practicing it. I still read and watch tutorials here and there, but nowadays I make sure that I'm shooting as often as I can. My next mistake is that I was hiding myself from criticisms. Before, I only welcomed good comments and shy away from the bad ones. But later on, I realized that to be a better photographer, I need to find myself people that would honestly critique my work. People that could give me feedback on what to improve on. People that would let me know where I did bad at. Because as a photographer, it's easy to zone in into those good comments. But what would actually help us get better in our craft are the people that are actually not afraid to let us know that we did something wrong. This brings me to my next mistake. I became my worst critic by comparing my work to others. Seeing great photos by other photographers used to eat me up. I used to feel bad that I am not progressing as fast as my other photographer friends. But instead of helping me out, me feeling this way actually slowed me down more. Instead of working on my own style, I found myself eventually just copying what works for them. Photography is not as fun this way. So instead of comparing my work to others, I use other people's work as inspiration. My last mistake is that I kept chasing that perfect photo. I kept looking for my own masterpiece. A photo that will forever be attached to my name. This placed a lot of pressure on me every time I go on a shoot. Instead of me being happy and excited every time I'm out there, I was stressed. So nowadays, instead of chasing that perfect photo, I look at each of my photos as a stepping stone. That my journey as a photographer is not just about chasing that masterpiece, but should be about the progression from one photo to another. I'm still pretty new with this whole photography thing, so I'm pretty sure I would still run into a bunch of mistakes someday. So what do you guys think about this topic? Do you guys have your own share of mistakes in your photography journey? Feel free to comment below and tell us your story. See you guys in the next video.